We've all been trained to believe that wealth looks a certain way. It has to show itself, it has to announce itself to the world, when you finally made it. Because you've been in abject poverty for a very long time. But now that you've made it, you gotta show yourself. My brother, that is not true. And that should not be the model you should follow. There are signs that you will see when someone is wealthy. That person next to you may just be much more richer than you are, but you don't know. I'll be bringing you those signs in this video coming up. Number one sign that someone is wealthy is that they never talk about money, but they are always thinking about it. They don't talk about it. They don't drop figures on you. They don't tell you, my car costs $40,000. I spent $20,000 on this wristwatch. Or my shoe is $1,000. They don't talk about, they don't drop figures. You never know how much they earn. You don't know much about where their money is coming from. They are more reserved when it comes to money and talking about figures. This is one thing you will see with people who are rich, but they are very calm and reserved about it. The loudest person in the room is rarely the richest person in that same room. They buy quality once instead of cheap things repetitively. That thing they call like penny wise, pound foolish. You are wise with small things, very little, in the idea of saving money. But then you end up buying that same cheap thing over and over again. And that becomes an inconvenience. That makes you spend more money. And that is it ends up being a foolish financial decision. Most rich people make a quality investment, an investment into something that's of quality, of good use. I could have one suit, but that suit is a quality suit. Other than having multiple 10 suits from very cheap place that, once you wash it, the suit is gone. That's not how rich people behave. When you see someone that is wealthy, but you don't know, but they are quiet about it, they often have one single thing, but that thing could be of much quality, of great use to them, other than multiple things. I grew up in an environment and a family where we always wanted to, get something at the best price. We wanted to get something at the price that, if we get it at this price, we know that we got good value. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's a different thing. But also what is another thing is going cheap just to save money. It will cost you on the long term. Their time is their greatest asset. Brother, the richest people never ever play with their time. They can invest in something just to buy back their time. They can invest in someone to come clean their house, but they use that same time and it actually triples the money that they spent to pay the person to come clean their house. You have to be strategic about this, obviously. But this is how you know people who are rich. They never play with their time. They are located appropriately. They are at the places that truly matter to them, that will help them grow. They are not at random places that they are whiling away time. No. That's truly how you know a wealthy person. Rich people are often calm in financial conversations, even the big ones. When money is tight, conversations about it carry weight. It becomes a bit sensitive, People are anxious, they are defensive, they're avoidant, they try to overcompensate, But a wealthy person is overly calm because they know what they are worth, and that their worth is much more than this obstacle or this, thing that is presenting itself, rearing its ugly head, So this is how you know financial anxiety is almost always a case of problem, a liquidity problem. People who can really access cash easily. So I always emphasize on people investing their money, but at the end of the day, you may also need to have some sort of liquid cash somewhere that you can easily access, no matter how little it is. Rich people actually think in decades, they don't think in months or weeks. They think about legacy. They think about leaving generational wealth, you know, for their children and children's children unborn. That is how their thinking is. Quiet, wealthy people have a fundamental different relationship with time horizon than we do. We want to satisfy the immediate problem that we have. We want to, just think about now, but they are thinking long term because now is almost already certain for them. So it's a different way of thinking. When you have conversations with people who are like this, who speak like this, who you can tell, you can deduce that this is their psychology, they are most likely rich. Rich people actually have no interest in impressing. They have no interest in impressing anyone. Yeah. They could be in a place where there's a lot of, pressure to do this, do that, but they don't fall for it. They don't actually fall for it because they know they have financial backing. They know they have no interest in trying to show themselves or to make others believe, I'm extremely rich. Because wealth is not just only about what you have. It's not just material. It's also in the mind. Actually, you need to be wealthy here first before you can actually be wealthy physically. The person who needs you to know that they are doing well probably isn't doing well. The person who doesn't care what you know probably is doing well. And I got to tell you this strongly. Anybody who is trying to, show that, life is going well for them, this is what they have, this is that, you better watch that person closely if they are close to you because they are probably not. They are probably not doing as good as, you would think or that, they would want you to think. Okay? So, tell me which of these things you agree with in the comment section. I'll see more of you around. Take it easy.